Hi everyone, I'm Tom Keir with the YorkWestAdvocate.com, and it's my privilege today to interview a person who, as a coach and teacher, has coached a number of championship teams. His name's Bob Maydo, but with his players they call him Coach Maydo. So Bob, you've been a teacher in many schools. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your early years in those schools.
When I finished university, I've always had a passion to want to become a teacher. It was during the time when there weren't many positions available, but I really had this passion. So the first 2 years of my teaching career, I was a supply teacher, and shortly after that, I got offered a position. I took a position at a middle school, and it was a grade 6, 7. Back then it was 7, 8, 9. I filled in. It's called a long-term occasional, so I did about 3/4 of a year at the middle school. Right after that, I got a placement at Westview and taught and coached there for a year. Then I accepted a position at Bathurst Heights. I was there for 21 years and have been here for, I think, 19 years now.
Wow, that's
a lot of years,
good
and they go by very quickly, but
yes.
I've enjoyed every year in every different school.
Yeah. So you've been a coach in 3 of our local schools, actually. What are some of the essential characteristics you think a coach should have? That is in their thought and how they approach students.
I think the big thing is they should have a passion for coaching and wanting to coach, and maybe even more importantly, my passion really has been for teaching, and basketball was a result of that. It wasn't that I had a passion for coaching and I taught as a sideline. My passion's always been for teaching, and coaching is very much like teaching. And so I think if you've got good skills and qualities as a teacher, they serve you very well as a coach. And you need patience. You need got to be positive all the time. Build relationships with the players. Just like teaching, I think a really important thing is
right up behind you. You've got the Bathurst Bears, and you're sitting down with a mustache here on the front with a cup in front of you. Was that your first championship? It was '88, I believe.
That was my first provincial championship.
Oh wow! So that you were like the OFSA champs in basketball.
Yeah, well, we won five provincial medals. While I was at Bathurst, we've won 5 provincial medals since I've been here at Emory. Numerous regional city championships. I don't know. When I was first at Bathurst, I was doing the midget, junior, and senior teams for many years, and we won a lot of those championships. Same when I came to Emory. We had a year or two slow start, but after that we sort of built a program where we won many regional championships and city championships.
You must have sort of, to get those championships and to be relating to the students. What are some, when you first get a new set in September, a new set of players, what are some of the values you want to get ahead, so impress, get over, communicate to your team members?
The first thing, and I always tell the players this or as a coach, is need to teach them how to work hard. And without that hard work, it becomes much more difficult to be successful on the court. But being able to work hard and to be able to work as a team, you have to sacrifice a little bit of your ego in order to blend in with the team. And sometimes for some students that can be difficult, but so we always emphasize the team aspect. As well for me, I try never to address the team to say, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. It's just something that we need to do as a team. So establishing a work ethic is the first priority.
And being there all the time, or being pretty well to every practice.
Oh, absolutely. That's an expectation.
It's very essential.
If you're not committed that way, and I guess that's a second thing that has to be done is, as a players, you need to be committed. I'm task oriented, and so my fulfillment comes from taking a group of young people and working with them, whether it's through a season, a year, or 4 years, and watching the development. And I always feel that if we're not better at the end of the season, then I haven't done a good job.
Yeah. So I was with you actually one night last week, and I took some pictures, which you'll see on the video and on our website. But you were watching. You were right there with the players, and you were sort of, when they did something wrong, you were right there and sort of coach, not hard on them, but just pointing some things out. But you were right there.
Well, I always tell them that if for me to be able to coach them, I have to make constructive criticisms, and they can't take it personally.
Yeah.
If they take it personally, they're never going to develop as a player. And if they continue to play after they leave high school, every coach is different, but they're pretty demanding, and they're going to let you know when you make mistakes. So you can't, if we don't point it out because we feel they're too fragile, then that type of relationship isn't going to work in terms of the team chemistry, and also being able to progress individually in your skill level and also as part of the team.
This is part of team building.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So what do you, the players that you were just coaching out there, the season is pretty well over, or is it?
We're right going into the halfway part of our season. The games start last week in November, and then we take the holiday break. We come back, play several games, and then we get into playoffs. So,
yes. Well, I hope you, just like 2 years ago, you had a championship team for Toronto. Anyhow.
Yes. Yeah.
That was.
Yeah. Last year we lost an overtime game for the city championship, and the year before we'd won the city championship.
Coach Maydo, as you get into the holiday season and have a break, and your students also, when you get back, I wish you a very good season all the way to a new championship. Thanks.
Thank you very much. We'll work towards that, and time will tell. Thank you very much. Best of the season to you too.